Let's be honest, at some point in time you've probably wanted to travel in different dimensions. I know I have. I found a game that might actually let you do it but has a very high risk factor to it. An example of the risk factor is Elisa Lam at the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles, California. It's rumored and speculated that she was playing this game when later they found her body dead floating in the water tank of the hotel where she should not have had access to. So, let's get into the elevator game, how to play, how to be safe. Now that you know the gist of the game, let's get into the material list. It's very short and your location should have everything you need. So, you're going to need an elevator to be completely by yourself with nobody else. You cannot play this game in groups. And to memorize the numbers in this order: 4, 2, 6, 2, 10, 5. Next, let's get into the steps of this game. Now, you do have to have patience to play this game. It might not always work anytime you try it. But as far as the steps, if you can memorize numbers, this should be pretty easy for you. So let's get into it. Step 1. Go to a building of your choice. All that matters is that it has to have at least 10 floors, and it's recommended that there's not too many people in the building because if you get interrupted, you're going to have to start the game all over again. And like I said before, it's very lengthy and you're going to need a lot of patience to play this game. Step 2. Call the elevator from the ground floor. Make sure you enter alone. You do not want to be interrupted throughout this entire process. Well, there's one thing later on that will try to bother you. You'll learn more about that in a couple steps. Make sure you press the buttons in the order you memorized earlier. If you don't remember, it's 4, 2, 6, 2, 10, 5. Make sure you wait until it's fully reached that floor before you press the next button. You're not allowed to immediately press 4, 2, 6. Press 4, wait for it to arrive at the 4th floor, then press 2. Wait for it to drop all the way down to the 2nd floor, then press 6, and so on. Step 3. So on the 5th floor, a very attractive individual will enter the elevator. Do not look, speak, or acknowledge this person. They will not leave. They will walk under the elevator, and trust me when I say they are not as they seem. So when I say attractive, I mean your ideal partner. Down to a T, exactly what you would want a partner physically. That is how this individual will look. Remember, under no circumstances are you to interact, as in physically, emotionally, or verbally, with this person. They are an entity. They are not real. 4. After you visit all the floors in the correct sequence, press the button for the ground floor. One of two things will happen. A. The elevator will actually go to the ground floor. That means the ritual did not work. Exit the game immediately. Do not look back and do not speak. Whatever you do, do not try playing the game for another 48 hours. If the game didn't work, this was a warning that you were heading to a dimension that was not good and not fit for you. So, as indicated a second ago, do not play again for at least 48 hours. If you want to play it safe, I recommend a week. Or B. The elevator will ascend to the 10th floor. If that happens, congrats, the game worked. Now we can proceed on with a couple extra steps. 5. If you're on this step, congrats, the game is working so far. On the way to the 10th floor, you need to make a decision though. You either exit into the new dimension, or you're going to stay in your current dimension and stay in the elevator. A. If you decide to stay in your current dimension, immediately press the button for the first floor on the way to the 10th. You have to hit before it gets there. You may run into some issues, just keep spamming the button until the elevator does shoot back down. B. If you decide to exit into the new dimension, you may explore the 10th floor. You'll be the only human on this floor. Make sure you don't wander too far, because you'll need to return to the exact elevator in order to return to your dimension. Nobody really knows what happens. You don't return, and especially if you go to the wrong elevator, who knows what's going to happen. Also, if the woman who entered on the 5th floor will ask you at this moment, where are you going? Once again, this is a trick. Do not look, talk, physically connect with, or anything. Do not interact with her at all. Alright, so you're done roaming the 10th floor. You want to make it back to your dimension. Go back to the exact elevator that you played the game in. Make sure it's the same one. Recall the sense of floors and press them in the same order. This time, when you press the ground floor at the very end, the elevator will start shooting up to the 10th floor. Do not let it get to the 10th floor. Spam every other button you can to stop it, and spam the ground button. Once it reaches the ground floor, do not exit the elevator immediately. Examine your surroundings. If something seems odd, press a button for the 4th floor and start over again until you're positive the elevator has returned you to the correct dimension. Now, maybe something small, as in there's an extra plant that you don't remember, or that chair wasn't that kind of chair before, or the receptionist could be a lizard person now. Just make sure to have an eye out so you know you're in the correct destination. Now, I do want to go over a couple disclaimers in this game, just clarify some rules and some common misunderstandings. If at any other point in the game a person other than the perfectly attractive individual enters on the 5th floor, return to the ground floor. You may try again since the game didn't technically fail, it was just interrupted. I still recommend win the grace period. 2. Exactly what you see on the 10th floor varies, but 2 details will stand out and are very repetitive in everybody's statement. Every single light will be off, and if you look out all the windows, all you'll be able to see is a red cross looming in the distance. I wasn't able to successfully find any backstory on this game or any rhyme or reason of what that red cross does mean. If you do, make sure to comment it, let me know so I can know for the future. 3. Some people claim electronics work and some people claim they don't work. So you can take a phone or whatever you want and test it out. Let me know if it works. 4. While returning to the elevator from roaming the 10th floor, time and space may function differently. You may have walked 5 minutes, but your way back feels like an hour or an hour and a half. You may also feel disoriented and unable to find the elevator. Do whatever it takes to keep yourself awake, alert, and make sure you get back to the correct elevator. There are 2 warnings I want to go over with this game. If you fall asleep at any point in this game, you will wake up in your bed with no memory of how you got back home. Everything may look normal, there's really no sure of knowing. Even if a different dimension, it may be 99% similar with one small difference you may not notice, or your whole family might be gone. There's really not a way to verify. 2. One last reminder about the woman on the 5th floor. Do not interact with her under any means for any reason. Alright, now let me go over my thoughts about this. I do not think this game is very far-fetched, partly because I do believe in the Mandela effects. So, I believe bouncing back and forth between dimensions without knowing is a possibility. So, it's too far-fetched to believe that we can do it on purpose. No. I do wish I knew more backstory about this game. I do wish I knew the origins better. That would be my only concern, is we don't really know what we're playing around with by playing this game. Now, if I would try it, no, I would not. I'm a father and a husband. I would not risk my family to play this game. If I played this game and ended up in a dimension where my family did not exist, and I had no way to directly get back to my original one, I don't know what I would do. I do not think the risk is worth it for my situation personally. If you do, let me know what you think below. Let me know if you try it, and if you have played it, let me know your experience. Come talk to me. Lastly, as previously stated, we do not know what we are playing with here, what we are messing with. So with this game, make sure you play it right, make sure you play it safe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.